This show features some of the finest design hotels from around America and abroad. From cool urban retreats to luxurious Baja living, this is a design travel show like no other. Welcome to Hotels by Design. Our ByDesign team of industry experts have done the hard work for you, so you can choose your next design vacation destination.
I'm looking forward to seeing some properties where you can tell that the artists and designers put so much of their life's work and effort into creating something very special so that they can share it with the world.
First up, we're heading to the Caribbean for a slice of paradise.
The Boardwalk Boutique Hotel really embraces the locale, and that becomes the guest experience.
It's a resort that really makes you feel like you are in that environment. You're there and it's a little bit of flip-flop chic and fun.
I love all the pastel colors, and I love all the sort of, let's say, traditional Caribbean furnishings. There's a very positive, emotional, warm feeling about it.
Aruba. It's an island about the size of Manhattan in the Caribbean. It's a Dutch colony and also its own country. And thanks to the Beach Boys, pretty much everybody's heard of it. Now, here on Palm Beach, in amongst all the usual high-rise offerings, is a little design gem called Boardwalk Boutique Hotel. So Kimberly, Stephanie, you're the owners of Boardwalk and your sisters.
Yes, we are twins too.
Oh, this used to be an old coconut plantation?
Yes, that's true. Till the previous owners created a windsurfers vacation retreat here.
Okay, which is this collection of little houses.
Yeah, we call them casitas, and that means small house in Spanish.
Okay, casitas, I love that.
Mike, this is where it all began for us. This is the main pool of the vacation retreat when we took it over.
Whoa, you really get an idea of the scale of how small the original retreat was.
Yeah, there used to be 13 casitas surrounding this pool and the gardens.
How many casitas have you got now?
Now we have 46.
46?
Yes.
Oh, how do you go from 13 casitas to 46 without changing what you love about the place?
I know, Mike. It was our biggest scare. We really wanted to preserve the intimate and the authentic feel Boardwalk already had, and we wanted to create this one-of-a-kind Caribbean village.
Now, Claudia, there's a big team working on this, and you were the conceptual designer seeing this dream through.
Absolutely, yes. And so the main vision was from the day one was to have a Caribbean village, and that it has been here forever.
And Claudia, I love these little moments you've created.
Yes, we created them all over the property actually, and they are resting points. And the vision is that people can just sit and just stay in their own experience at the hotel. So it is a destination.
Now, with the casitas, are they kind of like 3 or 4 standard designs and you cookie cutted your way through?
No, that is absolutely not. Shame on you. It is all different. Every house has its own floor plan, different furniture, different materials, color.
Is there any chance we could look in 1 or 2 casitas?
Absolutely. I would love to show you a little bit of the inside of my brain. Come, let me show you the plunge pool, casita, which is a gem within a gem.
Okay.
Welcome. Careful.
Watch out for the coconuts.
So this is what I mean.
Oh, I see what you mean. There's the plunge pool.
Yes, and a day bed.
Fantastic. Why would you ever leave?
Why would you ever? Right, come along. So we put a lot of effort on the design of every part of the casitas. As you see, the furniture is all classical heritage Caribbean.
And the tiles?
Absolutely, they are custom made for us. So each and every color was picked.
Just for this casita?
Just for this casita. Furniture was also designed to be a little bit of this bohemian feel everywhere. Come along, I want you to see the bathroom as well. So we have classical travertine installed, we have also marble stone.
And Claudia, we're not going to leave this casita without talking about this bed.
Isn't this fantastic? Yes, it is a canopy bed custom made for us. And you see the details also of the lamp. Everything is to look really timeless. Timeless Caribbean design.
Okay, so this is another casita.
Yes, this is a new one. This is a one-bedroom casita.
Completely different style,
yes,
isn't it?
completely.
Claudia, what is this mess?
Yes, well, I told you I wanted to walk you into my brain. Here it is.
This is your brain.
This is my brain.
Okay, so this is like concepts.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
See,
yes.
I recognize this. I've been to the lobby.
Yes.
And that's exactly what this is.
Yes, yes, yes.
All before it existed. And the front entrance area?
Yes, absolutely. It's a sense of arrival, very important for me, so that when people will walk in, they will fall in love immediately with the property.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And here we have a view of the whole hotel.
Yes, the idea is to have a hidden gem between the landscape.
And these archways are catching my eye.
Yeah, so this was a problem-solving situation. I needed to create privacy for those casitas, so I created this double-decker, I call it, an aqueduct, and then I fill it with plants, and now you see this fabulous garden around it.
What is this place?
Lovely, you know?
It's fantastic. Shall we eat here?
Yeah, perfect. Yes, good idea.
So you encourage your guests to do this kind of thing, don't you? Have an Aruban experience.
Exactly. We have a treasure map at the boardwalk.
A treasure map?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a map with a lot of local tips, and we give it to every guest where to go and where to eat.
Like this restaurant, for example.
Exactly. They have local fish and it has a local vibe.
We want our guests to feel that they're in Aruba every step that they take at the boardwalk. And that's why we also included barbecue so that they can grill at night, hammocks so that they can chill, even outdoor showers so you can shower underneath the stars.
You know what you two have done is amazing. I hope you realize that.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Do you pinch yourself?
We do.
Every day.
I think that not even in our wildest imagination did we ever think that boardwalk was going to come out so beautiful. It's a lot of fun to be able to do it together with you as my twin sister, to live our lives here and to enhance guests' happiness, because that's what we believe in.
The Foundation Hotel in Detroit is a really good use of an historic building. In fact, the front of it still looks like the old fire station, but the inside is completely different.
I think they did an extraordinary job bringing the bones, really, of the existing building to an artistic, tailored new life.
As a Detroit native, I love the idea that they've captured the essence of the history. They've preserved the detail in many of the spaces, including the guest rooms.
Detroit has a rich architectural history. They say it's the Paris of the Midwest, and this beauty behind me is no exception.
It's the Detroit Foundation Hotel. It was the former Detroit Fire Department headquarters, built in 1929.
Wow.
So 1929, Detroit was exploding with the auto industry. It was the Silicon Valley of the time. So they built a very nice fire department headquarters.
It's like an Italian palazzo built for the fire department.
Yes.
Should we go inside and look?
Yeah, that sounds great.
So Mike, what about these amazing doors?
These doors are the original doors of the fire department that the trucks came in and out from the apparatus room.
Wow, and the whole room is lined by this beautiful glazed brick.
The glazed brick is what was here.
And this interesting structure.
So we wanted to create an entry canopy, and we couldn't touch the exterior of the building because it's historic. So we created a cantilever, and these beams are what hold that canopy.
So all this was the result, in a way, of historic preservation on the facade.
Yes.
Interesting. Gina, so this is actually where the fire trucks were kept.
Yes, it is called the apparatus room. It's where they store also their equipment. We followed a little bit of that with our function of our room. So you have the kitchen, the dining room proper, you have the bar, and then you have your lobby there. And we did that so that our clientele and our guests could mingle and meet each other. Whether you're a local or you're visiting Detroit, you can experience the space together and get to know one another.
So super communal. And I'm noticing there's a lot of rustic elements in here.
Detroit has a very rich history of beautiful buildings, and a lot of those have been taken down. So there's a lot of architectural artifacts. And what we did is we turned them into art pieces within the space. Everywhere you look in this building, you're going to find pieces of Detroit.
I noticed this incredible chandelier, and I noticed in particular that some of the lights are out. Is there a story behind that?
It's a memory from my childhood where Detroit had a lot of streetlights that were out, and I just remember driving by and seeing some out, some on, and I was just stuck with me and thought it would be a beautiful installation. So we collaborated with an industrial designer and a lighting designer to achieve that.
Nice. So it's a little nod toward the past, but a look towards a positive future.
Absolutely.
What a beautiful space.
Thank you. And now I have something I want to show you.
Gina, are you taking me to the wine cellar?
Oh, man after my own heart. But no, really, I want to show you this first. We have two buildings coming together here. This is our fire station, and here we have the historical Pontchartrain wine cellars. And we've chosen to expose this connection.
This is the kind of stuff us design nerds,
Yes.
these kinds of details that we love.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
So I have another thing. Look up.
Wait, I walked in here and I saw that sign and it said, "Don't look up."
You're in the D. Look up. So we have here the shaft where they used to dry out the hoses.
Cool.
And we've worked with a local artist. She's glass blown over 100 balloons, and they represent and pay homage to firefighters that lost their lives in service. Adam, welcome to the Commissioner's Suite.
Well, this is super stately.
Yes, because it was the Commissioner's office. The room is landmarked, so we're dealing with all this beautiful historical paneling that's been refurbished. And if you look up, we have all the original cornices and moldings. Those are wood.
And this was originally part of a larger suite, right?
Right, so you have the Commissioner's office, and then you have next door the Secretary's office, which is another guest room.
Gina, Michael, the apparatus room, the commissioner's suite, the secretary's suite. Was there debate around the use of those names?
Oh, of course there was. But in the end, it just felt right. It talks to the history of the building and what it was before.
The fire department, when they moved out, they left a lot of things. So, like, we found these scrapbooks throughout the building. We reused it because it's the character, it's the original character of the building.
Nice, nice. So much love and attention bringing this old building back to life. Congratulations, you guys. Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That light sculpture over the bar, really beautiful. It's rooted in a deeply personal story, but it's something that almost anyone from Detroit can connect to. And to me, that summarizes the approach to this entire hotel and what turns, you know, a beautiful building into a great piece of design.
To learn more about special offers or booking any of the hotels, resorts, or experiences featured in this season, scan the QR code or go to ByDesign.global.
I really like McMenamins Hotel because it's a family-run business. It has this amazing collection of art, and you can just really feel that sense of the family that loves this hotel and how much that influences their design.
What I like about this project, it's a very strong personality. I think they really were following a strong identity.
It has these wonderful, whimsical details where you can see that it's truly the vision of the owner. It's a very unique experience.
A journey to the Pacific Northwest is like venturing into another world altogether. The trees are greener, the mountains are bigger, and the coffee is a whole lot stronger. And the McMenamins Grand Lodge in Forest Grove is a haven for all of it. Shannon McMenamins, I feel like I'm rubbing elbows with a true Pacific Northwest celebrity. I mean, look at this place. It's filled with so much artistic detail. Everywhere I look, I see more and more incredible pieces of art. It's so impeccably curated.
Well, art is really important to our company and to our family, and we like to add a lot of that to our locations, and the Grand Lodge definitely is a good spot for that.
So what's the history of this place?
Well, this place was built in 1920 as a retirement community for the Masons, and it was also built by the Masons.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, because every time I've ever seen a Masonic lodge, I've seen a lot of artistic, intricate details throughout. Except this is Freemasonry on steroids here. I mean, I see this incredible floor, and then you see the tile work cascading right up the wall.
There's a lot of those details all throughout. Mike's my dad, and he's a self-proclaimed light bulb freak.
That I believe.
In fact, when he was a child, he used to walk around with a brown paper bag filled with burned out light bulbs that he'd collected.
Really?
Lighting's really important to our company and what we do here. It can create a feeling and a vibe and a mood, and this room is kind of a primary example of that.
Well, you know what? There must be 200 light bulbs in here, and every single one of them is different.
The lights that are around the top of the room here, those are the musical notes for the song Uncle John's Band by the Grateful Dead.
Great song. Yeah, I see the Grateful Dead influence everywhere here. There's so many things to look at. I mean, look at that little elbow joint on the pipes there. It's a face. He's kind of overseeing everything that's going on here in Mike's light bulb room.
There's another one over your shoulder over here.
Whoa, look at that guy.
The artists have a lot of fun with these little details throughout the building. We like to take advantage wherever we can of the little things that present themselves.
This place is just filled with surprises.
Welcome to the 3rd floor.
Wow, and it packs a punch. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before.
This is our most recent addition to the Grand Lodge.
Look at these lights all over the ceiling. They look completely random.
Well, they look random, but it's all very intentional to create the feeling that you get up here. It's very whimsical and magical.
What's up with the rock and roll theme?
Music's really important to us as a company, and we have rock and roll posters that are on the walls here, and they are from all of our different venues and all the different bands that have played around the company.
Oh, I see. So McMenamins really is an empire that champions the arts in the Pacific Northwest. Whoa, wait a second. Shannon, what did I just do here?
I don't know. Why don't we go check it out?
All right. Wow, is there a theme to this secret passageway?
There is a theme. It's Gollum's lair from The Lord of the Rings, J.R. Tolkien.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Misty Mountains.
We definitely want to create these experiences where people can find a little something out of the ordinary, a little discovery while they're with us.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's super memorable, and I bet you all the little kids love it.
You know they do.
Whoa, look, there's Gollum.
This is the Book of the Dun Cow room. My dad wanted to name all of these rooms after books from his personal collection that had inspired him in the company. We were able to build into the attic after originally being told that it wasn't possible. And so this is what we came up with, and we were able to fit it into this really fun and unique space.
The creative way you've handled this really matches the creativity I'm seeing throughout the entire lodge. And I love all of this real hand-painted artwork, especially today when we have this gluttony of digital art everywhere.
Well, we really like to keep it organic, and I think sometimes technology can be a distraction from that, and it's all about the experience of being in this place. And so all those design elements are meant to help curate that sort of environment.
This is another great masterpiece here, how you've taken this ceiling of the stairwell and turned it into a chaise lounge. Such a creative way of handling that problem.
Well, attics create a lot of interesting challenges, and this was a big one for us. And so I'm glad that you like the way it turned out. We're really proud of what we've done here. This bar was named after my grandma Pat. It's a new space that we built when we opened the property. And we like to add a lot of different little elements to it to make it feel really cozy and inviting, but it also expands out quite nicely onto the spacious lawn area that's out here, where we feature a lot of live music in the summertime, both small acts that are free to guests and national shows.
I've noticed all kinds of eclectic niches in this place that are all different and such great places for gathering.
Well, we have a fascination with small bars in general and tiny spaces where you can gather together with all your favorite people. You just have to keep adding those layers to make it more and more interesting and have some fun.
Shannon, I think this is the biggest hot tub I've ever seen.
Well, it's not actually a hot tub. It's a Japanese-style soaking pool. It's about 102 degrees. It's the most relaxing place to hang out on property with the beer.
When we hear the word design, we often think about modern statements of form and space. But design is so much more than that. Experiences are meticulously designed, and the McMenamins Grand Lodge delivers on that and a whole lot more.
Daxton Hotel in Detroit, very interesting and impressive. The amount of artwork that's involved across the entire hotel.
As soon as you arrive, you already feel you're surrounded by a monumental piece of art. That's a great feeling.
An art hotel is a really unique experience, and one can go there not only to luxuriate in the spa, the restaurant, you go there as an exhibit experience.
Through history, the Detroit area has been a leader in periods of renaissance. In fact, right now, there's an exciting and emerging design renaissance going on. Here in Birmingham, there's a hotel that's leading the way in pushing the design envelope. Mark.
Mike, welcome to Daxton.
Well, thank you. Now, this has been very much a passion project for you, hasn't it?
It has. For 20 years, it's been in my head. There's a lot of great hotels in Metro Detroit. There's no five-star awesome hotel in Detroit.
Okay.
So I thought, why not go and incorporate art into it? Why not make it one of the largest art hotels in America? There's over 400 original unique pieces throughout the hotel, all of the rooms, from 150 artists from over 50 countries from all around the world.
Behind us here, that's kind of like a geo-shaped structure. Is that something you commissioned?
It is. Andy Dafsky from Metal Dreams is a local automotive supplier, so he does metal work in the automotive business. This was my way to bring the automotive business that built Metro Detroit into the Daxton Hotel.
Without literally having a car in the lobby.
Everybody does a car.
Now, Mark, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's the horse in the room.
Mike, a few years ago, I was watching a video on the Burning Man Festival.
Oh, yeah.
And in the background, I saw this horse. And as I zoomed in, it was a 90-foot Pegasus horse. I immediately Googled it. It was an art sculptor by the name of Adrian Landon. Gave Adrian a call, and I'm like, hey, I'm building this hotel in Birmingham, Michigan. What do you think about building a mechanical horse? Mike, push the button.
Oh, okay. All right. My goodness, look at this.
As you can see, it's completely mechanical with the chains running through it. When it was delivered, I asked Adrian, do we need to do some fixing? The feet are touching and scraping the ground. And he said he had watched all the horses and how they move. And if the horse is running a race, the feet have to touch the ground.
It's so satisfying to watch. So here we are in one of the suites, and more art, Mark.
Yes, this art's an extension off the lobby. The piece in the lobby behind the front desk is the first piece I've ever bought. I took it from my home and I put it behind the front desk, kind of introducing everybody to art like it introduced me to art. When you come up to the Colby suite, you see this beautiful piece of art by Mercedes Lagunas. She is an artist that's all about family. I thought it only appropriate to put it in this room because this is where I come and stay with my family.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I noticed on the way in, we walked past a fully stocked pantry.
Every floor in the hotel has a complimentary pantry, fully stocked with everything, food, beverages, all the way down to games for the kids.
Ah, and what's the significance of the name, the Colby Suite?
Normally in most hotels, this would be considered the presidential suite. I thought that was very impersonal, so I named it after my wife, Colby.
So this is the Madame restaurant, and I assume it's not just for hotel guests.
No, it's open to the public. The local community was asking for a farm to table.
Oh yes, you guys here in the Midwest do that really well.
And we try to do it even better. We go and we procure everything from local farms. So all of our produce, all of our proteins, Everything's from the local area.
Now, I tell you what, Mark, I love these pieces on the wall here. They're striking.
Those were commissioned out by an artist from the Netherlands. Her name's Karen Vermeer. These are the largest pieces she's ever done.
Now, back to this restaurant and the name, Madame. I bet you've got a story about that.
Yes, that goes back to the theme of family and community. Madame's named after myself and my children. So it's Mark, Adam, Dylan, Alyssa, and Maddox. And then remember, there's no presidential suite. It's the Colby suite. And then there's still one family member that's missing, and that's a surprise for later.
Raj, it's your job every day to follow through on Mark's vision.
Indeed, his vision is my daily mission, actually. We are a hotel that has amazing high tech, but we are creating a culture of high touch.
Now, Raj, something I've heard about you is that you know Bob Dylan.
Well, sort of, that is true. I have had the pleasure of working with him and his team in the past, and so I thought to bring a little piece of him here.
Do you mean, Bob Dylan's here at the hotel?
Well, kinda. Would you like to get a peek of him? Shall we?
Sure.
Please. Well, let me showcase the beauty in the bottle made by Bob Dylan's distillery. Single barrel bourbon, actually, exclusively made for Daxon Hotel.
Okay, because people don't necessarily know that Bob Dylan is not just a singer, he's a keen distiller.
Indeed, that is true, and we got lucky. We got to work with his team, and behind the scenes, literally created our own flavor profile. Try some?
Oh, please.
Did you know that Bob Dylan's also a painter and an iron sculptor? That's a picture of one of his doors on the bottle.
Bet you'd like to get your hands on one of those for the hotel.
I would love to have one of those iron doors in this room someday.
You know what? You're the guy to do that, I suspect.
I second that. In fact, cheers to that.
Cheers. And what a perfect place to be drinking bourbon in the parlor.
We have two of these rooms. This one's bolder, a little bit more dynamic. We have one next to this room that's a little bit softer, a little bit more quaint. We also have a very special room called the Wine Library, which is where I like to bring my family for Sunday night dinners. It has two great pieces of art, one from Karen Vermeer, who we saw in Madame. The other one's from Stephen Rowe, who we saw behind the front desk.
Okay, and they're both one of ones, aren't they?
Yes, every piece in the hotel is an original. Oh, and we also have the ballroom. It's a very large space. We created an art sculpture coming down from the ceiling to go and warm it up a little bit, not make it seem so massive.
Spectacular, and reminiscent of what's going on here too.
This was done by a company called Yellow Goat, where they did time-lapse photography over the Canadian Rockies of shooting stars to design this.
Oh yes, I can see that. The Daxton truly is a design passion project. I mean, look at this water bottle. There's my friend, the golden mechanical horse. They've really thought of every fine detail. Oh, hello. What's your name?
My name's Daxton.
Ah.
Vote for your favorite design hotel experience in the Hotels by Design People's Choice Award for your chance to win a Viking longitudinal world cruise for two. This amazing prize is a 65-day, 9-country voyage sailing across the Americas, from Buenos Aires south to Antarctica and then all the way back north to the Great Lakes. For details on how to vote, scan the QR code on screen or go to bydesign.global.
The Alila Marea Beach Resort in Encinitas is really the ultimate hotel if you want that Southern California beachside feel.
When you're that close to the ocean, and when you're on a perch that overlooks the ocean, it's a great example of a hotel that fits right into the environment where it's built.
The way the building delicately moves along the bluff, and aesthetically the way that organic character of the interior reflects that relationship, that's a pretty beautiful thing.
Perched on the bluffs of Encinitas and overlooking the Pacific, Alila Marea Beach Resort was created with purpose and intent, blending the natural beauty of the shoreline with sustainable design. I'm feeling calmer just stepping in here.
Ulrika, I'm so glad that's the way you feel. We've intentionally designed the guest arrival experience to give them the opportunity for a deep sigh and sense of relief. After all, Alila is serenity.
It is so peaceful, and I really appreciate the use of all of the organic materials.
We took the opportunity to use a lot of reclaimed materials as well as organic materials for the finishes within the resort, which is a part of our sustainability effort. Part of our DNA is the deep engagement with our community as well in terms of preservation. There are many adventures to be had. From Vaga, perched atop the resort, overlooking the Pacific Ocean, to the Pocket Pool Bar and Lounge with unobstructed views of the horizon, and Spa Lila, where you can experience our new moon and full moon ceremonies, sound bowl meditations, relaxation room, and sauna.
Well, I'm ready to surrender.
I just cannot get enough of this view. This is so soothing.
And inspiring, right? The ocean is continuously in the room, and that was the mandate for every part of this hotel. We used this beautiful driftwood, the linens were hand-picked, these pebble-like structures on the pillows were all about that. Even the lamps have that texture. The idea is to bring these textures, these natural textures, in a sophisticated way, not in a hokey way, a way in which people will look at this and feel these textures so that they are part of this natural element that's out there. I mean, just look at it. I mean, it's just magic. The idea that you are in your own capsule overlooking this resource was really the inspiration. You've seen all the art, right? That's a perfect example. Aaron Chang, famous surfer, artist, and photographer. He grew up right here. He surfed right here. He loved this project and has done all the art that you see. The collaboration with him was very special. This other relationship I had with the guys who built surfboards in the area, using his technology, we created these wall panels, an ode to surfing, but not a surfboard. So it's all this sort of subtlety of somebody who wants to immerse themselves in that ocean and be part of it whilst they're here.
The entire hotel and property is just an endless conversation with the ocean.
Yes, and nature was our partner.
Hey Rika, welcome to Vaga's living room. Have a seat.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to learn about Vaga and what Vaga is.
I am Vaga. I am a wanderlust. I am a creative soul that wandered, and my grandmother gave us that nickname, so we ran with it.
Looking around here, so beautiful and eclectic. What was your involvement with the design?
Well, I was fortunate to have a beautiful canvas given to me by Mark Zeff and his team, and we gave it its touches, its smells, its people, and made it a home.
Well, I obviously peeked on the menu, and it doesn't seem like you're constrained by a specific type of cuisine.
No, we let the name tell us exactly what we wanted to do with the food, and we wandered and we really wanted to cook exactly what we wanted to eat. How often do I get to do that? You know, I like the philosophy of one hand in the ocean and one hand in the farm, and letting the ingredients tell us exactly what they want to be.
I just have to say, I am absolutely blown away by the fact that you were even able to build this. You're sitting on a sand dune between a lagoon and the beach.
It was incredibly challenging. It actually took 29 years to entitle this property. It had to go through the California Coastal Commission, the County of San Diego, the City of Encinitas, and more importantly, all of the neighbors around here who had something to say about it. But in the end, once it was entitled, we have a 30-foot height limit here. And so we struggled with how we were going to build this hotel into the bluff, and ultimately decided that the only way it would work would be to remove the lid of the bluff, excavate down 3 stories, and drop the hotel into that canyon, and then build back around it.
It just feels like it kind of grew out of the ground. It feels so natural. And I don't understand how you made it so warm and sophisticated out of concrete.
The organicness of concrete is an understatement. And I didn't want it to be false. I wanted it to be honest and use a material constantly throughout the space. And so concrete became the paintbrush. And the idea was then to bring this organic coloring into the space in a way that seemed natural. And we all stand here going, wow, seems like it's been here forever, easy peasy. Yeah. But it was a serious challenge on all fronts.
It was certainly a challenge, but I think we strived for barefoot luxury, and
we nailed it.
In the end, I think we nailed it.
You did nail it.
We hope you've enjoyed our look at some of the hottest design hotel experiences from around America and abroad. Join us next time for more breathtaking design hotel experiences on Hotels by Design. To learn more about special offers or booking any of the hotels, resorts, or experiences featured in this season, go to bydesign.global.